Hello guys, back for part 2. I put some red thread in the sewing machine and I went ahead and stitched around the pocket like I told you I would. Look how nice it turned out. I'm very pleased with that. Now, I'm really not sure what direction we're going to go now. I figure we'll finish this pocket. I kind of laid some stuff out so it might not take us as long as last time. We have a tendency to be slow, at least we as in me. Okay, so we are going to, we left it here, okay? We left it right here, and I did not sew this to this pocket because I'm not sure exactly how I want to do everything, and I'm not sure if I want to zigzag or straight stitch. I know if we decide to straight stitch around the whole thing, see, it's okay to straight stitch and make it look messy, which is one of my favorite things to do. Now, I kind of laid this out. I think I want to do it like this. Let me see. Kind of like this. Let's just push this part away for now. It's kind of hard to see all these scraps laying everywhere. Okay, so we'll do it kind of like this. Put this long strip of red here. I'm liking the red and red and red. Okay, and then this up here, no, maybe like that. Underneath. I like the underneath look of it. And then this has a little tiny bit of text, but I mostly want to use it to cover up the portion right here. Now, I think I might even slide it under that right there. Yeah. Now, I want to add some, I want to add this green, kind of a paler green on here. Gotta decide which direction it goes. I think we just need to start laying some of this down because otherwise it could just take us forever, right? I'm gonna have the glue book is gonna be to the side. I'm sorry guys, I can't get it up here with all this going on. There's just nowhere to put it. Okay, so let me make sure I'm putting it the right direction. I have it like this. No, I want it like this. Okay, now I'm going to do it like this. Put it down over the music sheet, and then we'll put down this. I really wanted that down or up higher, but that's not a big deal. We can add something underneath. Normally, I wouldn't want to add a bunch of tiny pieces like this because it really looks nicer when you just, you know, but I thought it looked a little more playful. So that's what I'm going for. A little more playful. Okay, now I'm going to put this here. And kind of, there was like 3 little hexagons, and I just kind of tore them all 3 apart, and I'm just going to put a sample of each in each, or in 3 areas, not in each area. Okay, put that right there. Now, I kind of had this idea when I came up on this paper that I'm about to show you. This little Santa Claus. I think I'm going to put him like he's stepping out from behind the pocket. And he's actually a scrap. Believe it or not. He is a scrap. And I thought we'd do it like that, and we can leave the text back there. And yeah. I thought he'd look cute, kind of just poking his head out. And he's waving, as it turns out, so that worked out perfect. It was an accident. No, I really planned it the whole time. You know, how do you know? You don't know how this stuff is going to fall till it falls, right? And there's not really much of a way to plan that. Okay. So there he is. He's sticking out his little hand and saying Merry Christmas, I'm sure. Let's see. Put that right there. Okay, so we've got this portion done. We need to do right here. Okay. Yeah, let's just do that. That works perfect. Now there is a little bit of the text from the book right there, but it's between two pieces of white right here. And I just decided that that looks just fine by itself. Right there by itself. Will do great. The only thing is we don't have anything else that kind of cream color. So maybe I should put a little something there. Let's do this. This is from that Better Homes. Okay. Now this portion, this part is finished. There, a lot of little pieces. I'm not thrilled about that, but it's just what it is. Okay, let me get my scissors. They're swallowed up by something somewhere. Oh my goodness, where did they go? Give me a second. Oh my word, there they are. Clear off on another table. Okay. So I'm going to trim that, trim this, and we have finally got this pocket on the side done. That's some work now, isn't it? Now I'm not going to put this down yet, but I'm going to show you how it's going to look. It will have stitching around it as well, but maybe straight. I think straight stitch would look best. Look at that. I like the little Santa. I'm going to set that to the side. Now we finished the top portion. I know this looks like a disaster, but I'm going to set that part away so we don't get it all confused. You know, none of this is set in stone. Okay, so I want this, which is, I think it's Rachel's, and I want to put it in on the top here. And this is already a piece down right there. And I don't want this to overlap. I want it to lap underneath or lay underneath. And then we've got this little piece right here. That's where I want that part to start. So let me get the glue on the plaid first. And this has been a fun project. I don't know about for you guys, but it's a lot of fun to do. And so be thinking about how you can make one of these. It's simple. That's why I didn't demonstrate how to make it, because I knew you guys could handle that. Just put two sheets together out of a signature. Just snip this binding thread and go from there. Okay, where'd my other little piece go? It's right there. And then you just glue 2 pages together and let it make it like a little pamphlet. And then you cut out, you know, fold 2 sheets in half and glue them to make the pockets. And trying to find a spot that has a lot of space so it doesn't get any of these letters on the white lace. Come off of there. It did, but boy, it wanted to take some other stuff with it. Yep, it does it every time right there in that same spot. Let's see if I can find my glue. Maybe it'll come off since there's adhesive on there. Not really, but good enough. I'm not too concerned about that part. I'm going to trim that real quick so it doesn't make me crazy. Oh, well, I guess it would help to trim the other side too, huh? Oh, no, that is the other side. Oh, this is the other side. Let's do it first. Now, you're going to have probably little pieces of paper that might be loose on some sections. We'll get that all fixed. We're just kind of going quickly here to knock it out. And like right here, I'm going to trim this, and then I'm going to add a little bit more glue to the edge. Okay, now, because it seemed like it might be a little loose. Right here, just down in that little corner. My glue, every time I try to use it, it's yeah, so there we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces up here. I think I want to try putting this little Christmas tree right here, but not right into the spine, because remember, that will keep your spine from closing easily. Okay, we'll do that there. And then we'll change our paper and move on to the next pocket. Or the lower pocket, I guess I should say. I'm not sure on that side over there, but we'll see. Can always add things. There's always something I don't like. What else is new? Just who I am. Ripping this paper off because it is going to be pretty full of glue again. Okay, rip that off, put it up here to dry. Now, this is a lot going on, but at Christmas there is a lot going on. There is a lot of, there's your Santa. There is a lot of color at Christmas. So I feel like because there is a lot of color at Christmas, we can get away with a lot of color in our book. Now this is loose right here. Of course, that will be stitched, so I'm not too worried about it. Sorry, stuff's going everywhere. And I had this mat of all mats down here. You know, it has a tendency to have a mind of its own and just move wherever. Okay, so got that done. So now I'm going to bring my other pocket over here. I've sort of put some stuff on it just to speed things up. So let me get my glue. I'm on the glue pad over here, putting down the music sheet. I liked that it had a title that said, "Oh, Worship the King." How fitting is that? Okay, so we'll put it on this pocket. Okay. Make sure it's kind of straight for where it's at. Yes, like that. Now I got to think about how I wanted to do this. So I've got that, and I'm thinking maybe right there. You got to kind of stick with a thought when you're doing this in order to, I think I'm going to put that right here. Trying to remember how I had this. I really don't know, to tell you the truth. We're just going to play with it and hope for the best. Okay. Maybe we can put that along the bottom. And, maybe we can put that at the top. Kind of separate the color from the pocket so we can kind of tell. Okay, I'm going to do it kind of at an angle right here. Then we've got this big section in the middle. What I had there, I don't know. But I do know we're going to put our reef down in here somewhere. Just remembered our little guy here. So probably we don't have to put anything there because, yeah. And then we'll add stuff as we, I think I'm going to put this instead. Just looks better. Okay, so we want to start. We've already put the "Oh, Worship the King" down, so let's start with that. And we'll go ahead and put this one down here. I'm going to put some glue on it. Okay, so I'm going to put that down here, straight up and down on the pocket. Okay, and then put this one at the bottom. I hope you guys are doing good. This is the same day. I just decided that we would do 2 in one day, but they will not air the same day because I'm trying to work ahead here to keep from going 4 days without a video. I hope that's okay with you guys. Now I'm going to put this right here, the trees along the bottom. I like this polka dotted with the green trees. I like the way it looks. Oh, just lost my glue. I think I just ran out. That's all right. I got some not far away. Okay, let's get this piece down first. Okay. It's funny how fast you just run out of the glue, isn't it? We go through it like water. It's kind of, that's what it makes me think. I go through it like water. Okay, let me get one out. Instead, I buy it by the case. Is that what you guys do? You got to do what you got to do to make things like you want it. Does that make sense? Okay, so I've been packing up my goodies to take with me to my sister. We always play. You know, we'll make an album or we'll do something fun. Okay, so I think I'm going to put this right there. Okay. Fresh glue, nothing better. Kind of like fresh water. Okay. And this is going to go here. I think I want to put one more color. I think I need some green right in here. So, or do I want to add it like that? I'm going to add it like that. I know we're going to have green on the reef, but I don't want the background to be mostly white and cream. So, all right, so now I'm going to put this up here. That's going to work. Let me glue this one down, and we will be moving along. We'll have that pocket done. Then we can start on the back. You know what? I forgot to get my snowman napkins for the back. Way to go, Paula. But I know right where they're at. I was so involved in getting the dog outside and getting the you know, everything in order, that I forgot it. Thought I remembered everything, but no. Stopped and had some cottage cheese for my lunch. And I'm going to trim off all this paper. First thing, nice and sticky. Gonna have to clean my scissors when it's all said and done. Okay, come off of there. Now, obviously, this is gonna have to be in a big book, okay? Or it may just end up in my Etsy shop as its own little thing. Now, probably not till Christmas though. And then, because then everybody's kind of in a Christmas spirit at that point, right? Who wants to buy it right now? Not me. I don't mind playing with it because I love Christmas colors and being able to do whatever you want at Christmas. Okay, my little trees ended up too low, but that's all right. I'm thinking, do I want to bring some more color up here though? Could bring these, but they're flat on top and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to bring a strip of red. I think it needs it because it looks kind of bare right there. Okay. So I'm going to do it right here. Crooked, but that's okay. All right. And that's how that's going to look at, okay. Okay, now we're going to put that wreath on. And I'm just going to do a circle here. I don't know what's going to be covered and what isn't. We're fixing to find out. But the nice thing is with the glue, man, I got that pretty good, didn't I? We're going to have some places that have glue that... Now, I was thinking if we decoupage this, it's going to be super shiny. You guys tell me what you think we should do. Should we decoupage every piece and then sew it together? I mean, that looks pretty too when you do that. It's a matte finish, so it's not going to be shiny. And I'm just thinking it will make it that much stronger. I think this would be a great gift for a grandparent or an aunt and uncle or grandfather. I mean, whoever. Someone special to you that you can send pictures of your children or your pet or just yourself maybe. It all depends on who you send stuff to. Let me get here. I'm going to kind of wipe that off because I don't want my white to have glue on it. Like right there. It looks kind of smudged. I think it'll be all right when it's all said and done. This will dry before we have to do anything else to it. There. There. Okay, now, the next thing we've got going here is this is going to be where this pocket goes. I'm thinking that we should stitch around both pockets before we add maybe stitch zigzag around all the pockets and then come around and pick up everything. But I'm not sure. What do you think? So see, this is going to be like this. And then I thought we would do the snowman back here or outdoors. Okay, let me go get my... I thought I saw a piece that was sticking out somewhere, needed to be trimmed off, but who knows? It will come back if oh, this is sticking out. That might have been what I was seeing. Come on. Try not to cut into the book itself. It's not easy. Yeah, I did a little bit, so let's just straighten it. But the nice thing is it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's what I love about collaging. Anything can be right. Anything can be wrong. It's up to what you're looking for. Okay. All right. So I'm going to kind of scoot all this stuff over so we don't get stuff all over our book and attach things to the glue. I'm going to wipe this not wipe it, just take everything off of it real quick, so we can have some room here for the back. Okay. I want to keep some of that. Let's do like this and get stuff off of here so we can have some movement going on. Keep those two little pieces. You never know. Okay, let me dump all of this off and get it out of our way. I'm just going to scoot it into the trash. Drives me crazy when I have stuff like this on my desk. How do you feel about that? Do you like a clean workspace? I do. I'm going to go ahead and close this into another pocket. Not for this book, but for future books. I will be doing this again because it is a lot of fun. I'd like to do it for, you know, other styles. And you can make it smaller if you think you would like it better that way. Hold on, I'm going to get my snowman tissue. It's just right here in the room on the other side of the table. You have to go all the way around to get to it. It's not like it's that big. I'm just going to grab it out of the box and we can separate it together. If I can find it. Okay. Oh, there's a snowman. Is he the snowman I would pick? I don't know. Let's see. I've got a couple here. I'll just bring them both. I don't think I've ever used this snowman before. But there's two of them. Now I'm kind of thinking that we'd be better off with the red and green because we don't have any blue in our project. But look how cute he is. Oh, I got this for $1 for the pack somewhere. Don't know where. Okay, and then we had this little guy. Now the reason I'm thinking him is because he's red and green. What do you think? But I want to use this on something. That's what we're going to do, is we're going to put him on the back. Where'd my book go? Where'd my book go? That's so crazy. Can't keep up with anything. Where'd my book go? Okay, so we're going to do him back here. Now, you know, you can do a scene. You can make it, you can go all out. That's not what I'm looking for necessarily. We're kind of just collaging. Collage, collage, collage. Story of my life these days. Just take a piece of Scotch tape. I didn't show you this in the beginning because I felt like everybody's done it, but just in case. Take a piece of Scotch tape and make sure you get all the layers off the napkin. Now, it took both layers for some reason because that's just one layer. But usually you have 2 layers to take off of a napkin. Now see, how cute is he? He'd almost be cute on there all by himself, wouldn't he? But we need to cover up some of the stuff in the background. So I'm thinking we'll just cut this in half and work with 1/2. Now, I will tell you this. Normally, I would just, well, I think I'm going to do exactly that and show the newbies. So when you want, just get a water brush or just a wet brush. And this is how I separate my images. So I'm going to go ahead. I like this white at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and just go like this. You wet the section that you want to separate. And then just, now that's how I did the other ones. I just wet around the trees and the reef and got the actual shape. We may end up doing that with him. But I thought all these little snowflakes were so cute. Maybe we want to do the whole back with this sort of thing. Now, I say that, but we're going to have to see. That's all you need for your Scotch tape and your water brush or your brush, paintbrush. I'm trying to get this lid back on. There we go. Okay, now let's get our book back over here. You have to, when you glue books together like this, you really have to, you have to put stitching around it. You won't get a good result if you don't. See, there's big black letters in there are just standing out. So I'm going to put big music. I wish this had the Joy of Harvest. I don't think that will go. Let me see if this book has any Christmas music in it. And if so, we'll just, there's Jack Frost. Why wouldn't that work if we have to? It's better than just any other song. In the Garden, yeah, it doesn't have any real... Okay, we'll do this because it's a cold situation when there's a snowman involved, right? Now, we're just going to put that for sure on our background. Now, I'm thinking we'll do it like this and then cover this section down here. Now, what I'm saying here is we're going to put the whole sheet on here. And I'm doing that because I just want music in the background. You can do that with anything you do. If you just want music in the background of your napkin or whatever, go for it. That's all we need to do. Okay, so I got glue all around the sides, and that's all right too. So let's just stick it on here. Just stick it straight, because if you can see through it, you want it as straight as possible. I would rather them try to read about Jack Frost than to read about Cher. That's just me talking. Okay, now I'm going to tear off this bottom layer here. It's a different song, but oh well. Now I'm just going to put ink on here. Might as well, since I did it last time and it worked fine. It will hold the music on here. Okay. I like that you can, when you collage, you don't have to be like, there's not perfection involved. I love that. And I do love the way this is turning out. I hope you guys do too. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is make sure we don't have a big glob. Nope, we don't. So let's trim off all the edges before we go forward. Now, I will touch up any places that need glue around the edges before we get too far. I should have had Christmas music playing. That would really confuse you. Why is it 2,000 degrees outside and there's Christmas music playing? Yeah, I get it. I can imagine, you know, people who can't find people who can't have electricity or live like in tents or whatever. I can't imagine. I'm so hot-natured. I can't imagine what life would be like for, you know, people who live out in huts and, you know, countries that are lucky to eat. I'm sorry, getting off on my... Okay. It, you know, breaks your heart when you think about it. So don't think about it. Well, we can't do that either, right? We've got to think about them. All right, so that doesn't look perfectly straight. I got it up against this section, and it makes it hard to open and close when you get it too close. So I'm going to try to trim some of it back, and then we can always add. It's easier if you don't put your paper close to your spine on anything you do, because it will affect how it opens. Okay, and that's why a lot of times I just leave space around the hoe outside so I don't have to worry about it. And I'm going to trim this off, and then I'll add a little glue under what's left. You'll see when I open this how much better it opens. See, much better. Now, it's not beautiful, so I'm going to get my fingernails in here and tear it and make it beautiful using this tool on my fingers. Come on. It's hard to get little tiny pieces for me. It's like, oh. Okay. There, that's much better. Now, I'm going to pull this other trash down into the trash, because it will really affect... I need to wipe these scissors off or ruin them completely. I do use sticky stuff on this, but I keep them wiped off in between things usually, and I haven't so far. Let me just wipe them real quick. Got to be careful when you're doing this not to... I use a wipey, and then if you need more, you can use Glue Be Gone. That stuff takes sticky off of anything, except books. It doesn't take it off of books. Now, I say it doesn't. It does some of it. But I have worked and worked and worked, and it will wear a hole into your book before it finally gets it all. And I'm just saying to people who sell books, please don't put labels on the front of the book. Use a pencil inside the front cover. It makes me crazy when people do that, because it really does affect how things turn out when you're someone that makes journals out of books. Okay, now, I'm still trying to get this off right here because it's kind of sticking up. Now, do we want to put the red on or not? I kind of like it. We could put the red on, and then we could come up here and attach this part up here. We could attach this part up here. Why don't we attach this part up here first and see what we end up with? We may not like the way we can see through it. So, see how fast that just tore right off? That's the nice thing about using a water brush. You just get it off. Get it off, get it off. Okay. That made me think of something funny that happened. I think I told you guys where my friend tried to fake me out with the spider. Well, actually, I started it. I faked out my one friend who you can't pull anything on. And then accidentally freaked out my friend who has just had knee surgery. Yes, you know who I'm talking about. Okay, we need to bring this down or back up. Let's see what it's going to look like behind there. It's going to be fine. So we're going to use both of them. And then we'll have that one side trimmed out with the red, and I think it'll look great. So let's do the top portion first. And we will stitch around the book, so you don't have to worry about the edges as much. Okay, I'm going to pull this to the side. I hope we're recording. We are. We're at 40 minutes, so we have to hoof it here. I may have to do all the sewing off camera, and then, or we can do it in the next video and finish it up together. I know that sewing can be boring for some people, and the last thing I'd want to do is bore any of you guys. But this is one of those things that when you sew it, you know, there's certain ways to do it to get it on correctly. Now I'm putting a little bit of glue over that napkin there and finishing out. Boy, this went lots faster than I thought it would on the back. Just put music under it. You got your story told. Okay, so I'm going to start at the bottom here, so I can get it on here and then bring it up once I know it's all nice and straight. Let me turn it sideways so you can see better what I'm doing. Kind of put it on like you do shelf paper, the contact paper that you would put in a shelf. Now, I'm just saying, wouldn't this be pretty if it was decoupaged? This is the big question. Do we decoupage before we stitch? I just don't know. I would love to try it, and I may just do that. I would love to try it and see how it turns out. And if we don't like it, we still have all these same supplies. So I can always go back and do another one. And I just tore that right off of there. Let's see if I have some more. I do. I'm just going to put some glue right here. You got to be gentle, Paula. That was my fault. I was too rough. So I'm just going to line it up right here. Match it like you do wallpaper. Or as close as you can get. Yeah, I just feel like now right here, obviously, you can see where I seamed it together. And I didn't take any kind of special treatment for that. I just decided it was okay. It didn't matter. Now, I'm going to trim off the edges. And then I'm going to look. I've got some, I thought it might look good with some dimensional snowflakes. Not too dimensional. I know I have a die cut, but I really don't. I want this to be more paper. You know, like I know die cuts are paper, but I want it to be more like a collage project. Okay. With a little bit of decoupage. I don't mind napkins like this, but I love them when they're decoupaged. There's just a difference on how they look. So I'm going to pull this up and trim from this side and get all of this napkin off. Now, I don't think I've bought any of this Santa Claus I got day before yesterday on Saturday at a antique mall. I told you that in the last video. For $1, I got a whole pack of Santas. And then, and I love him. I think he is awesome. I wasn't sure. My husband actually found them and come walking around the corner, and I looked at it and I wasn't sure. Then I thought, boy, he'd look cool on the front of one of those collage books. And that's how that all came about. But yeah, so I really do like him. I'm going to trim right here, some's hanging over. After we get everything trimmed, I think I saw some snowflake paper. And if there's any big snowflakes that we can put on here, we will. If not, I have a snowflake punch. Yes, I do. Yeah, see, here is some snowflakes. I'm thinking, though, the others would look better. It's right here. I'm going to grab it. My room is, everything's pretty close to me, so I can grab things pretty quickly. I think I actually have 2 snowflake punches. Not for sure, but I think I do. Now, if I can find them, that would be even better, right? I think they're down in no man land. No, I guess I don't have the other one anymore. I had a hard time with it, so I guess I got rid of it. But this is a Stampin' Up! Punch. And at Christmas time, I usually punch a bunch of these out of white. And just so you can see there, I'm thinking, what color do we want to punch them? I think it'd be cool to punch them. These are all red, but do we really want more red? Or do we just want some white ones? Let me see if I still have some of that white trim that we had earlier. No, but I can punch around this, right? And we'll just put a few white ones on here. Nothing crazy. But this does punch really pretty. It's like I told you when we started this project, I had no plan. And so the nice thing about doing it like this is you can run it through your sticker maker, which is fun too, which is by Xyron Sticker Maker is what it is, the 150 model. I recommend this for everybody, and I'll tell you why. You don't have to worry about getting your glue everywhere you need it on this, because this Xyron will do it. Now, you do kind of have to wipe away any excess glue that it might make, but it's nice. Now, I did 7 of these. We probably won't use 7, but I'll just hang on to them. I always like to do an odd number. 3 for sure, sometimes 5. But regardless of what I do, I always do an odd number because for some reason, I guess it's easier on the eye. That's what I've always learned, that it's easier in design to do odd numbers. Okay, let's see. There we go. Now we have them all on here, and I always take something and kind of rub it to make sure it gets, there's my glue falling over, I'm sorry. Trying to rush here to get this part done before our camera beats us. We don't want that to happen, right? Okay, then you just pull this top. And the refills are only like $6, $7 at the most. And it lasts a long time. So, just a little tip there. So now I'm going to pull them off. You got to be very careful because these have those little, you know, parts sticking out for this, for the project here. And I'm going to go over kind of that one because you can see that that's where we matched it right there. That's the first one. Now you're probably thinking, I can't even see that, but you can. I'll hold it up for you in just one moment. Let's see. And I'm going to put them where there's not red ones except for that one because it was in a weird place. Let me get these on here. You just, I mean, you can put them on your snowman if you want, but I'm not. We all know that snowflakes fall in front of the snowman, right? Now, if you get down and you use 7 and you feel like you need some more, just do it in odd amounts. And I'm going to kind of go up on the border a little bit. It's hard to see on here where you want them, but I'm going over these with either glitter or Wink of Stella. Probably Wink of Stella. Now I have one left. Let's see if I can figure out where it would best be used. I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to do 2 more. 2 more. I have just enough space around this doily to do 2 more, and that will work. Okay, get my sticker maker out. I like it because these just stick right down, and then whenever you decoupage, you don't have to worry about it coming off, and that's the nice part. You're better off when you use your sticker maker to do everything you're going to do with it so that you don't waste. Because see, you end up wasting this, and then I pulled it a little too far, so I wasted in the middle. Just kind of a heads up. I've learned to do better, but I didn't this time, obviously, right? Okay, now I want to do one right in here because there's nothing there. And where else did I see? I think I'm going to do, if I do here, we're going to get a lot right there in the one spot. Let's put one right here. We may have to do a couple more. You're thinking, crazy lady. No, I'm kidding. It'd be nice to have one on him, though. So we're going to do a couple more. I do like it with one on him. I don't know why, I just do. Let me get another sheet of white cardstock from my leftovers. I don't know if I can get, maybe I can get one right here. Yes. And maybe right here. Now this looks like it is part of the whole snow family here. Let's go here, and now this time I need to pull just barely right here and make sure it just barely can't see it down inside before you add the next one. Now this is not there, we are not making any more, but we do know that it's still odd, an odd number, so that's what matters. So we're going to end up with 11 little snowflakes. Let it come off of there. Okay, I'm going to put this one right here in between, and I have one left. And I'm thinking, where can we put that? Where does it seem bare? I know exactly where it seems bare. It seems kind of bare right over his face, but I don't want to cover his face. So let's do it right here at the top. Okay, so that is how this page turns out. And I think it's cute. It's different. We did collage. We collaged music sheet on. Then we put on the other, and then we've added the snowflakes. So how different is this book? I mean, you can do this with anything. Rachel used, she used, I want to say, She used a lot of collaging, and then she used some stamped images on hers. And I didn't bring out the Christmas stamps, but I've got to find our pockets so we can move forward here. Now, we could have put a pocket on the back, but I chose not to because I wanted to do that snow scene. So here is our left pocket. Here is our right pocket. And here is this pocket. Now, I'm really struggling. I want to ink. I'm going to ink around everything before I stitch it. And I'm going to explain to you how I'm going to stitch it. And I'll bring it back in video 3 where we'll make things to go in the pocket. Okay? And I'll have everything stitched because that is just boring and it's a lot of stitching. So you take your pockets, and now on this one we're going to either glue it on, and then at the very end we'll stitch around the whole thing and with a straight stitch. I thought we'd do our pockets all in zigzag, so I'm going to zigzag around all the pocket, all 4 sides, on this one and on this one. Okay, and then we'll tack it down with a little bit of glue. Okay, or we can wait and just attach it, hold it with clips, and attach it whenever we sew around the whole book. Okay. One of the things I was thinking we could do, this is the inside. Okay, so I'm going to move it so we can do those separate. One of the things I thought we could do was, I really like the thought of zigzag. I want to zigzag around the Santa, okay? And around the snowman. So I'm thinking, do we add some lace here or trim? That's for us to figure out. We could actually add muslin, which would look good. Let me see what I've got. I've got an old vintage kitchen towel. That would look fun, right? No, this isn't vintage. This is a new one. I'm sorry, I was wrong. But I could, we could put that because it's nice and white, or we can go back because when we're through inking, we can put that something like this. Not this necessarily. Let's see what else I got. Oh, here's something that's kind of grungy looking, and I think it's going to be the right length. Look at that. Now, I'll ink over these snowflakes so they won't be so perfectly white. And when it's all said and done, we may tack this right here because, just because. I think it would look cute. This is how it would look on this side. You could do it with Christmas fabric if you wanted to. It might look better. I'll look at some while we're on our break from part 2 to part 3. But here's how it would look on this side with Santa. Now see, Santa's already been inked, so you can see. I'm not talking about putting a wide piece, just very narrow, maybe an inch, like a half inch on each side, okay? Like this. It gives it texture, so we'll see. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll come back with everything inked and stamped, and we'll make the stuff for the pockets. I may even come back with it decoupaged. And then, you know, then I'll sew it. And I'll come up with some tags and different fun things for us to decorate with. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And I want to welcome all the new subscribers, by the way. I appreciate that you chose our channel to watch. And, yeah, so we're just doing Christmas in July. We're working on an altered book right now, which is really coming along. And I'm finishing up a sewing book in an old 3-ring binder from 1972. And then we're going to work on a rainbow page for the rainbow book, which will be my giveaway when I reach 2,000 subscribers. All right, guys. See you in the next video for part 3 of the Santa folded pamphlet, whatever we want to call it. All right. Bye.